It's kind of hard to believe that it's been such a long time since I've made one of my favorite videos. And it was about 3D prints that were just so awesome, I really thought I'd have to pay for them all. Well, that means it's way past time for me to show off some more great prints that are, in my opinion, too good to be free too. Because, you know, two and two kind of sound the same.
Oh guys, we're losing them.
Anyway, on to the prints. Well, first up, I have 3 different versions of these retro mini coolers. Version 1 holds 4 canned drinks in a really tight little cooler. They're great for taking from the fridge to the pool, but probably not great for long-term cooling. And that's why they came up with version 2, and that adds room for a freezer pack. Now this is the one that I made here, and well, I didn't really print the included freezer pack, mainly because I have plenty of freezer packs that are going to fit. Also because I'm really not sure how it's going to last with getting frozen and thawed over and over. I made sure that the fuzzy skin on the outside there was turned on for that main body, and you can do that under objects. That'll give it an even more retro look. Now, PETG's probably the best material for this if you're going outside, but I'm not planning to hit the beach anytime soon, so I stuck with mostly PLA. Then there's version 3. Now this is for your tall cans, you know, like for tea, energy drinks, or whatever else fits. And it also has room for a freezer pack. Whatever color you print these in, I don't think you can go wrong unless you need more than 4 drinks. Then, well, yeah, you're gonna need to print a few more. Staying in that same nostalgic lane, well, this cooler can holder is going to keep that retro vibe going. It does only hold 1 can, but it still has a lot going for it. All the pieces just snap together, no glue or screws needed, and the only thing you really will need is a straw. So just drop your can in, pop on the lid, and you're ready to go. It's a super quick and easy print, and it looks great in all sorts of different colors. I hadn't even finished the first one when my wife told me she wanted one in her favorite muted green and blue filaments, and well, then my daughter wanted one, and then she took it to school, and her classmates wanted one at the college, and well, you'll see what I mean. Good luck! I've always really liked puzzles, but tangrams kind of hurt my brain.
I'm not surprised.
And just so you know, tangram is where you rearrange 7 shapes to form various patterns. You can try to make sets of patterns or even invent your own, and that's basically what I call it when I play this, inventing. The other game in this series deals with hexamonds, I think, and I found out those are geometric shapes created by joining 6 equilateral triangles edge to edge, and apparently you can only make 12 hexamond shapes, which is exactly how many shapes we have in this game. And just like tangrams, you play this one by putting your shapes in different designs, and there's a lot of resources online for both of these games, so you're gonna have plenty of fun, working them all out. Instead of puzzles, well, this next one, a print-in-place rocket launcher, it's been on my list for a little while. Print in place is one of my absolute favorite things about 3D printing, and ones like this one, well, it just blows my mind. Springs, check. Locking mechanism, check. Button to launch, check.
Launch the rocket!
I'm not launching anything!
As soon as I saw this one, I knew I couldn't just leave it at a single color. I had all these filaments already in my Snapmaker U1, so I decided just to go crazy. I even colored one of the rockets. It does take a little pressure kind of breaking that spring free the first time you use it, but I just pushed it down with my finger until it locked in place, and I've never had another issue. A few people in the comments said that their spring did lose its springiness, but well, that seems to happen when it stays locked in the launch position. So as a number of commenters said, that's not good for plastic, so always leave it unlaunched. Unsprung? You know what I mean. This punch and catch game is a super simple, very strong print. It's also super easy to play, either by yourself or you can print a couple and punch the ball to someone else to catch. The coolest part to me at least is the ball construction, and they give you two halves with a channel around the inside on each one of them for a separate ring that just sort of snaps in place, and well, that just makes everything print smooth and fast. If I did have a complaint, it would be about just how loud this thing is when you punch it. The designer says you can add some felt or silicone in between the handles to help all that out. If you play inside, you're probably definitely going to want to add something like that, or, you know, maybe leave it off and give it away to your frenemies' kids. When it comes to desk organization, I'm not all that great. I even did a video a while back that really had my desk looking awesome for about 2 days. Then I saw these little guitar amps, and well, now I have even more stuff to go on my desk. The orange combo amp may not be the most iconic amp out there, but it is a really cool desk organizer. It adds dividers for pens and stuff, or you can leave them out and put in tools or whatever else you need. I initially made a grid cover using the recommended 50% infill, but it looked a little tight, so I did it again at 25% infill. And guess what? I like the 50% infill better. What do you think? In case you don't know how to get that infill to show underneath all of that, well, go to your strength settings in your slicer, set wall loops and top shell layers to 0, and use a grid infill, and with that, you'll have something resembling that classic cloth texture. While the orange amp is cool, this next guitar organizer has way more for you to play with. It's wider, so there's more room, but it comes with a lot of different brand names and face covers and all sorts of different options to give you exactly what you want. And look at all those buttons. Yeah, it took a little while to get that together, but it works really easy and it was worth it in the end. Plus, that organization system on the inside, it uses Gridfinity system for inserts. So if you want something specific to fit down in there, you can probably either find it online or just make your own. And let me know if there's something else you think I should cover on the channel. Email me or drop a comment, and please like, subscribe, and share with a friend. Speaking of Gridfinity, this next set of models is actually 3 different collections plus a customizer. Bookfinity is exactly what it sounds like. It's a book-themed storage system built around Gridfinity. And if you're not sure what Gridfinity is, well, you can search for it on any 3D printing site and be prepared to be overwhelmed. I'll have links in the description as well. First, the Bookfinity Complete Collection comes with 48 different book covers and boxes. Now these are pre-made for everything from nuts and bolts to screwdrivers to 3D printer hot ends and so much more. And if that doesn't fit your needs, well, there's Bookfinity Easy Edit version, and that's going to allow you to add your own text and images easy. All of these books, they snap together using a couple of small rare earth magnets. Now, I think I accidentally bought common earth magnets. They don't snap so well, but if you want something that's more secure, get the Bookfinity with latches. And there are a lot of different pre-made covers for this one as well. And the designer even included Fusion 360 files to help you with making your own. Or you can just use the Bookfinity version 2 parametric customizer and make it whatever size you need. I used it to make my hot glue gun box because I needed more room inside than the pre-made books gave me. So I found an icon online, converted to SVG, assembled, and well, I'll make an insert later for it all, but maybe. For now, it's good enough.
I don't know about that.
But I will say this, even after doing a lot of measuring, calipers and everything, I still managed to get this one wrong a couple of times. And well, that brings me to a couple of tips. Tip number 1, the grid in the bottom, well, that takes up 10 millimeters. And that means you're going to need to add 10 millimeters to whatever depth you need. And well, yeah, then I had to reprint that one. Oh, and also don't forget about the grid on the top. So yeah, another reprint. Well, tip number 2, print the box first. And that's what I did here. And that will make sure everything fits before you waste a lot of time on the top. And well, You know, in case you forgot about tip number 1 and make it too small. Twice. Now going back to that fitted insert, I just couldn't leave it alone.
No surprise here.
And then I found the website tooltrace.ai. You just take a picture of your tools on a standard piece of paper, drop that in, and well, it's pretty easy to use even on the free version. And after moving stuff around and adding some finger holes, well, I printed out my insert. Believe it or not, my first try really works great. There's a lot of pre-made designs available, so you probably should check this out. While putting together a list of all these great prints for this video, well, I came across a couple I really wanted to share, but I just couldn't get them printed, mainly because they're kind of a lot. Like this extended set of wooden train tracks. Now, I've liked trains since I was really little, and even I got a cool electric set for Christmas one year, but this 3D print was just too awesome to pass up to show you, and it really makes me want a wooden set to go along with it. It's all compatible with Brio and IKEA wooden rails with over 50 pieces to expand, extend, and just go wild with your wooden train empire. Another print I haven't made yet is this modular shelving system. Now, it really caught my eye when I was looking for something to store screws and other small things. And then I realized, while I was still scrolling down the page and continuing to scroll and seeing more and more things I could use, this is pretty awesome. There's over 37 files to download for now, and I honestly don't think I could print it all. There are containers for small parts, for tools and storage, and they even have a stop lip on it so the drawers don't fall out. You can make a huge number of combinations, and that's exactly what modular should mean. I've wanted to 3D print a lighthouse for years. When this wind-powered lighthouse showed up, well, it went straight on my list to print soon. It has a Savonius turbine that uses wind to rotate the complete upper portion of the lighthouse. It also uses a standard LED tea light, and you put that in the top to create 6 moving light beams through all the windows, just like a real lighthouse. No motors, no electronics, just wind. And the designer says that even a really light airflow should be enough to make the lighthouse rotate. I play Mah Jongg on my phone, but my wife recently got into playing the real game with friends, and that's how she said it, you know, the real game. Well, that got me looking into all of it, and I even bought her a real set for Mother's Day. But guess what? Then I saw this 3D printed one. Now this print looks great, has a lot of downloads and great comments, but the site says it's going to take 164 hours to print.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
The comments pointed out that the colors recessed on the tiles, and some people didn't like that. According to my wife, though, the real tiles are slightly engraved, so don't fix these. The box top is engraved too, though, and that means supports are going to be a problem. I'd recommend making your own box, maybe with Bookfinity. I also added a bottom color on one of them just to see how it looked, and my wife said that made it look even more real. Well, this was a really fun video, and I hope you found something that can keep you and your 3D printer busy for a while. I also hope you noticed how much room there is for customization on all of this. Put your name on the coolers, you can change the names and colors on the amp organizers. Well, you could even make your own Mah Jongg tile designs and so much more. Finding great prints is a lot of fun, especially when they look like something you might have bought. But for me, the best part is really making them more custom and sharing with you. So keep printing, keep having fun, and sharing it all as we learn, create, and amaze.
Wow, that sounds like a really good deal.